Brave New World time.
Yes,
Brave
Brave
New
New
World
World.
time.
Oh.
So I guess we're gonna get into it. So let's do it this way. We're gonna do a non-spoilery version. So for those people that are maybe interested and don't want things to be spoiled, and then we'll do our spoiler version and then give it a rating. You know what we do. So we did see it today. Torian, did you see it today?
I saw it today.
Ah, okay, you did. All right. So I mean, I guess I'll start. Without getting too crazy into it. If you are expecting the greatest Marvel movie ever, you're not going to get that. If you are even expecting a mid, depending on where you land, you might not even get that. I don't think this is on a level of Thor: Love and Thunder and Secret Invasion and the worst Marvel project ever. I don't think it's on that level. Middle of the pack, it's all right. I went in there with low expectations. I saw a movie. I enjoyed the ride for a little bit. There are some things I like. There are some things I don't. That's it. That's my basis. I don't know who wants to take it next, but that's my baseline.
All right, so I'm gonna say this. I was always concerned about this movie. We talked about Anthony Mackie in this movie, in this role. I was concerned about, they were playing a little bit too much on him, not accepting being Captain America, which I thought, was really sucky because it just keeps you from getting into the character. That didn't happen. There were some moments, but overall, he did what he's supposed to do. He absorbed himself into the character. He became Captain America. He did what Captain America is supposed to do in this movie, which is, be a leader. And be the person that people rely on and whatnot. Was it the perfect movie? No. But did it suck? No. It didn't suck. Was it worth going to see? I think it was. I was not disappointed, and we all were concerned about the disappointment, but it wasn't disappointed. There were definitely some good moments in there. And Kevin Feige, I just want to say, F you for putting the fucking Red Hulk in this shit and the Green Hulk, our Hulk, don't get his fucking lick back. So fuck off for that. I really, really want to say that because the entire time that I'm watching this shit, I'm like, this should be the fucking Hulk.
We'll get there. Leo?
Okay. Non-spoiler, right? Let's see. I was happy. Actually enjoyed it. No bullshit. I actually enjoyed the movie. It was actually good enough to watch. It's good. It's good money spent. I'm not. I did have. There is a couple issues that I did have. We'll find out in a little bit, but as a whole whole aspect of him coming out a solo movie with him, he did a good job. He did a phenomenal job with it. I can give him that. He did a phenomenal job with the role that he was casted to play, with all the reshoots, with all the things that was said in the movie. I highly enjoyed it. And being of that part with Anthony Mackie, and he's had some bad roles. Don't get me wrong, he's done some bad acting, but he knocked for me to playing the Falcon and getting what I wanted out of it. I got everything that I wanted out of him as a first movie.
All right. Torian.
I'm gonna actually piggyback off of Leo. I actually did enjoy the movie. I think a lot of people probably went in there with low expectations or mid expectations with this, not just because of this movie, but because of the trajectory that Marvel has been going on with the inconsistencies as of late, probably since Endgame, where all the expectations were always high and they delivered. But I actually did enjoy this movie, and one thing that I did say, because I'm actually putting my review up tomorrow, is that I'm so glad that they did not do the Blade Trinity with him and sideline him in his own movie. Because that is what I was worried about. Because they kept hyping up Red Hulk, and I'm going into this thinking, oh, hopefully they don't do it, and they didn't do it. They actually let him be the lead. Everybody who's the supporting is the supporting. Even with Harrison Ford, is still the supporting. So I'm glad that he was able to be the lead that I knew that he could do. And I'm glad that I think Anthony Mackie should give himself a pat on the back for this, in my honest opinion. Like Leo said, he doesn't sometimes pick some of the best roles to do, but this one he actually did a very good job. As a matter of fact, I think I liked him more in here than I did in Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yeah, and just a quick note.
That's a good take.
As the credits were rolling, I caught that he actually was executive producer on this movie.
Yeah, that's cool. I didn't know. I didn't realize that. That is actually pretty cool.
Hats off to him for that one.
Hats off for getting that in his contract.
Yeah, bro.
Whoever's his agent, boy.
Yeah, he did that right. Listen, he did that
right. Money.
All right. Ron.
Okay. I want to say that I went into Brave New World with no expectations. I was just like, I'm just hoping to come out of here with a decent movie. And to be honest with you, that's how I left. I was like, I didn't hate the movie. I think that a lot of people who reviewed the movie earlier, got to see it early, very harshly critiqued it. I don't think it was as bad as they let on. I think it had its moments that kind of took me out, where I was kind of like, eh. And I saw some. We're gonna get to specific things momentarily when we get into the spoilers part. Obviously, what I will say is like the castings. Anthony, like you said, Anthony Mackie, Danny Ramirez as Falcon. I enjoyed. I even enjoyed Harrison Ford for what he did. Like Harrison Ford was pretty good, honestly.
Yeah, he played a good bad guy.
He was not like he played enough of an asshole. Like Thunderbolt Ross is an asshole.
I was gonna like. Can I just piggyback real quick? I always worry about Harrison Ford now because he phones a lot of shit in. I feel like he didn't phone this in.
No, he didn't.
He didn't phone it in.
No, he didn't at all. Even Giancarlo and Giancarlo did a pretty solid job in this movie. Also, I think it's Carl Lumbly as Isaiah Bradley. Even solid all around. Like everybody was good all around. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't have beef with anybody cast in the movie. Honestly.
Also, there's a little I don't know if y'all heard, but the actor that was supposed to play, well, he already played him, who played Elijah Bradley. He was supposed to be in this movie, but they ended up cutting his part because allegedly, and this is something I actually heard a couple of days ago, apparently him and his family, they went to, I think it was either Disneyland or Disney World, and there was an altercation that happened. And,
shoot.
Yeah, so, and then because it's like, he's Disney, Marvel, Disney, it didn't look good. So they ended up cutting his part from the movie. So I almost wonder what his part would have been. Of course, they would have had him more closer to Isaiah, most likely. But I wonder what that would have been because his character is essential because he's going to be Patriot. He's a young Avenger.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what they're going to do with that going forward. I guess we'll see what happens in the future, but that's what I heard a couple days ago.
Okay.
So just to quickly wrap up what I was saying though, is that like I love the castings in the movie. The plot left a little to be desired. I didn't love the ending too much. I thought it was okay. I understood why they did what they did. I thought it was okay without getting into specifics. Overall, like I'm not going to sit here and knock the movie. I didn't think it was absolutely awful, but it also wasn't like the best thing I've ever seen. You know what I'm saying? Like I just fall somewhere in the middle. That's all it comes down to. Like,
so just real quickly, they crammed a lot into a movie. Mm-hmm. This movie technically should probably have spanned at least 2 movies, maybe 3, in order for you to kind of get the story. If you follow the pace of the movie as it's going, they're moving this thing at a fast pace so that they don't lose your attention. There's just a lot more here. So you know, and we'll get into that in the spoiler edition, but they move this movie along real fast because the story of Elijah Bradley is one story, and then the story of them, the interaction with Harrison Ford's character is a story, and all of these stories require some background that they alluded to quickly, but as soon as they got you in there, they got you out of there. Giancarlo's character Sidewinder has a whole story that didn't really get told.
Didn't get anything.
Introduced him like off the cuff and whatnot. But Giancarlo's one of those characters that he's one of those guys that can just show up and you'll just think that you saw him in another Marvel movie, even though you didn't. He's just that damn good. So that has a lot to do with how it felt. It wasn't great. They didn't drag enough of it out. It's a lot of detail of the story in there, and they just kept it going.
Okay.
Yep, I would agree.
Makes you wonder how much was cut from the film. I mean, I know they had a lot of reshoots, so it makes you wonder what got taken out, what got put in its place, what got cut entirely from the movie, maybe before timing purposes as well. And then on top of that, you got to think that it's so much other Marvel stuff that's coming out within the next 3 years, so they would have to try to figure out where else can we place Captain America in there, because of course they say he's going to return, but we don't know exactly where. Most likely, maybe in Doomsday or something like that. It's probably the next time we'll see him.
That's probably the next time we're going to see him. Yeah.
We're going to see him.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm really in the middle with this movie. I've seen worse. I've seen better. Yeah. I think that's pretty much as non-spoilery as we're going to get.
It's up.